Hello, and welcome back to Roll4It, the Shadowrun tabletop RPG show with your favorite YouTubers and streamers. Hello! I hope everyone is having a good day today. Today we are again down and Avak, sadly. He seems to have got some sort of stomach bug and is horrendously ill and has been for the last few days. And he was like, I could come on for like half an hour, but I would be horrendously... I was like, no, just go and heal. It's okay. Just don't kill yourself, then you'll be able to come back next week, not dead, which would be a complete start. But anyway, so we are going to dive right in a minute. Firstly, I just want to say thank you very much for the crazy support we've had. We've been going for 2 months. It's been really great. Everyone seems to like it. It's really enjoyable. Thank you so much. We have tips again today. You can tip amounts to us, and we start off at 0. I know the tip jar is bugging out at the moment and displaying a different amount. Don't worry, the tip jar will be reset shortly. And increasing amounts of cumulative tips will result in the team getting things. So $25 is, I think, 1 die for the team to add to a test. Then it's $50 and gets another die. Then you get something like 200, and if we get there, then there's like a refresh point of edge, which made all the difference when Pug fought KO a few episodes ago. And then eventually, if we just happen to get to 500, not saying that people should get us to 500 by any means, but if we get to 500, then they get to ask a favor, which is stuff like, can I borrow a helicopter? Or a Gatling gun, or can I get access to the police building? Just crazy stuff like that, which sounds like, sure, I know a friend of a friend. But anyway, there was no Q&A this week, so we will be diving straight in. Sorry for the little bit of whiplash. How's everybody this week?
My neck's a bit sore.
Fantastic.
Pretty good right now. I think Avik soaked up most of the misery for this week for the rest of us, so we've got like clear skies.
No, that's my easy.
Chat has a very important question here. I know we just started, but they're asking, why do we need to blame Caber right now? What's the reasoning right now?
He's alive.
He's up to something. Yeah, he still exists.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Pretty much, if you're not, you're doing it wrong. So last week, you just finished off a job for a Japanese girl whose father was dead, and for some reason she wanted revenge on the Yakuza. You went out, you killed a whole bunch of Yakuza, kept one alive who she wanted alive, brought them back to her, and she put them in a coffin, stabbed them, and then put them into a crematorium, still alive. Yeah, you were fairly pleased about this. However, at the time, Pseudo had been reduced to 1 hit point and was very close to bleeding out. Had decided to celebrate being alive by, I believe the exact technical medical terminology is tripping balls. Doing so, he started to brick random things around him, which includes every single gun the team had on them, which resulted in some minor issues. For instance, now every gun you have isn't working. So that's great. You are currently all walking on your way back to the van right now. I believe, was it Cabe was ahead of everyone else a little bit? Someone was ahead. Yeah, Cabe was a little bit ahead.
Yeah, Caber went back before we did.
Yeah. Okay, so let the games commence.
All right, so after receiving payment from whatever her name was, I don't recall. I don't have an eidetic memory like Caber. I guess I head back to the van.
Never got her name. I don't care.
Well, there we go. Mysterious Asian lady who stabs people.
We knew the guy's name from the funeral, right? It was his funeral, so that's his daughter. You can look it up if we need to.
That's true.
If you're really curious.
Job's done. Whatever.
Very much.
Hey, didn't you get her digits?
Yeah, I think I did. I think she gave me her comm code or something like that.
I think
Nothing
so.
picks up the ladies like murder and stabbing in crematoriums.
Murderous 14-year-old girl. Here's the
I
number.
just thought you were a gnarly kid.
Okay, so Caber, you're currently walking back towards the van. It's like 3:30 a.m. Nobody's really around. The van's about 60 meters away from the crematorium, and you can see like a couple of sparks from inside through the windscreen.
I start running towards the van.
Okay, you run over to the van, you look in the window, and you can see that a couple of the guns that are on the rack at the back, yeah, there's one of them's giving off sparks. The power supply is sort of blinking a red light, which is like, this is very bad. You don't know much about guns. You know that's a very bad sign. And you can smell the sort of singe smell of burned plastic.
Can I do a perception roll to see what Pseudo is doing?
Okay, make a perception roll. The inside of the van is a little bit dark and there's flashing going on. I'll say it's a -2.
Alright. Oh, let me just get back into it. Perception is... Hey!
Okay, you look inside. You cannot see Pseudo. You do see, actually, that the back door is ajar.
I'm going to run round to the back.
Okay, you get round to the back. You look inside. It looks like all the guns in there that you left in there. And now you notice that your gun as well, every single gun in the entire van... you don't have any on your person, do you? Because you didn't take one, I think. Yeah, you left it in the van. Every single one of them is currently sparking or has a sort of this sort of grayish black wispy vapor coming off, like when you've burnt plastic. They're not looking good.
And there's definitely no Pseudo. Okay.
And there's definitely no pseudo in there.
I'm going to sub-vocal to Blowback and Pug and say, Pseudo's gone, something's gone on with the guns in the back of the van. I don't know if he's been taken, but you need to get out here now.
I sub-vocal back, it's never simple, is it? And then I start taking off and I run back towards the van.
Pug's gonna ask, is there a blood trail anyway from the van? Because he was bleeding a lot.
Kaba, make a perception check. -2.
Oh,
It's
I got 0 success.
okay. That's fine. There's no blood trail leading away from the van.
It's too dark for those elvish eyes.
I got low light vision.
Oh well, that would be only a -1 then. So
That's okay. I done it with a -0.
it's okay. There isn't a blood trail leading away from the van.
Yeah, there's no blood. So if someone's taken them, they must have bagged them.
Ah,
Right.
jeez.
You know, just for once, I wish we could have a payday without some shit like this happening. Why can't we just celebrate and have a good time for once?
This friggin' Technomancer is worth a lot more dead than he is alive at this point.
Oh my god. So can I assume that I'm back at the van now?
Yeah, you get to the van, you notice that the back door is ajar, and that there is a Kaba looking in through the van, looking worried. You can smell the smell of charred, burnt plastic, the sort of smell you don't really want to be coming from inside your van.
Okay, can I check the sensor suite on the van to see if it has any indicative information on what happened?
Sure. You look through the sensor suite, and the basic information it gives you, that you don't have to really test for, is the van is fine. The van hasn't been messed with.
Okay. I'm gonna perception the back of the van just for RP purposes, just because that's what my character would do. Not looking for anything in particular, just doing it just to do it. So let me throw that up real fast. We may not find anything, but you know what? It's in character, so.
Okay, so what are you looking for in particular?
Basically, I'm just doing an inventory. Like, I'm looking through the van for anything that's different or changed or moved around.
Okay, so like everything that's left on the floor has been shifted around all over the place. It looks like someone got out one of the what would it be, like one of the markers in the medical kit, because you have a few just felt tip markers in there for you to be able to like write on people and be like, this is the arm to cut off, etc. And it looks like someone started scrawling just weird geometric symbols on the inside of the van on the floor. In addition to that, there's like blood has been painted on the side of the wall in some places where someone's just kind of lost the marker. You do eventually find it. It's in like one of the side like footwells, and someone's just started using blood in a couple of places. All of the guns, bit sparks coming off them. As far as you can tell, on a cursory glance, all the guns are currently not functional, and that includes the one you're carrying.
Okay, can I make a... Did I take hardware yet? I don't think I took hardware yet. Never mind. That's what I was gonna spend my karma on, but haven't done it yet. Alright, never mind. Can't do it. I'm gonna suggest that we all get in the van and head back to a safe spot before we start doing any further research on what happened here.
Okay. Pug, you get
Everybody
to
else
the
is in
van.
agreement.
All right, Pug's gonna hop in the ajar doors in the back and just look around at his pitiful guns, and he's very,
Pug.
very, very sad right now.
Pug, you notice one very, very saddening thing.
Don't do this. No,
Your
you
assault
can't
cannon-
do this.
Your assault
No.
cannon is currently it's currently blinking that it's got no ammo.
Roll for composure. Roll for composure.
Yeah, actually, roll for composure. That'll be
the hell
a
is-
willpower plus.
What the hell is this roll?
Is it willpower plus willpower? No, composure is
I think
willpower plus charisma.
I want to see the troll cry. Critical fail. No!
2 successes. You look pissed off. This has been a long night. Your face, sort of like this edge of your mouth sort of twitches a little bit. Those around you can't tell if you're sad or if you're about to punch something. So everyone sort of edges away just a little bit. But you do manage to keep it in check.
I would punch the van, but we need the van to move.
Don't punch the van. Although, as the smallest throwable resource in the area, I mean, I'm the most chuckable thing nearby. If you gotta hit the van, hit it instead of me.
I'm gonna get in the front.
Pug's just gonna close the damn back doors. Let's get the hell out of here.
Alright, so I take the van back to my place for now.
Okay. So, you head back to yours. Nothing out of the ordinary. Van seems to be working fine. You do find the controls are maybe a little bit more responsive, if anything. You're not sure what that's about. You manage to get home.
Okay.
The
And so
sparks
now that
died
we got the van back home, essentially I'm going to spend, what time is it? 3 in the morning?
By now it's probably about 4:30.
Okay, so I'm gonna go to bed when I get home, and right when I get up, I'm gonna spend the day tinkering with the van, cleaning up the mess, and then also looking for anything out of the ordinary that you would find while doing that kind of interior detailing work. Basically, I've always found that if you're trying to find something, the best way to do it is just to start cleaning, and eventually it'll show up once the house gets clean enough.
Okay.
Well, Pug ain't gonna wait for any cleaning. He's gonna take his assault cannon from the van. We're gonna take this back into the dwarf's apartment and just hold on to it all night. Something's wrong. This is not okay.
Okay. So you take the assault cannon back in. There is definitely something wrong with it, and you look it over. It's currently reading 0 ammo. You take the pack out. You put the pack back in. Magazine just still reading 0 ammo.
Can we turn it off and on again? That sometimes works.
You try and turn it on again. It just won't turn on. It says that there's the battery's empty. You take the battery out. You check the battery. Yeah, the battery's empty. You put the battery back in to the charge. You take it out of charging. You put it back in, and it instantly goes battery empty. The battery is instantly draining as soon as you put it in there.
This is not okay.
You look. If you look just very carefully in a couple places, you see that some of the plastic fusing in between some of the components is kind of bubbled over and melted in a few places.
I was really hoping you were kidding about the guns, but you weren't.
So, every gun you have currently is bricked.
At least I don't have that many guns.
So he's vanished, not buying that hold-up back again.
So what the hell do we do about our guns? This isn't okay.
We need to find someone who can fix them because we can't do, we can't do an awful lot without them.
Yeah, we need to find a gunsmith. A shady gunsmith, but not too shady.
Okay, so if you're happy to just start accelerating time a little bit. Okay, so you accelerate time a little bit. You get a message
Can I
from
try and sleep
Pseudo
a couple of times.
the next day, profusely apologizing, telling you that he's going to try and fix all the guns that he broke. And he says that in his defense, the gnomes were attacking them.
This boy and his drug habit, his surprisingly sudden and recent drug habit, are becoming an issue. And it's only been like 2 days of him being a drug addict.
Yeah, that was rather quick. Luckily, by the way, just completely out of character since he isn't here to be able to explain it for himself, Pseudo did take 2 points in hardware. Actually, he had 1, he took it up to 2, so he could help fix the guns. And he also has sprites which can help him diagnostic. So over the course of the next week, Pseudo tries to fix all of your guns. Now, how many guns do you each have? Because they're all bricked, they need to fix.
I've got 3.
3, and Shen?
9.
You're like the last action hero, man.
I had to look them all up.
Okay. Pug.
If we can only fix 1, it needs to be the assault cannon.
Okay.
Needs to be. Has to be.
Pseudo can fix 14. I didn't expect you to have 15 guns between you, but okay. Pug, one of your guns is not fixed. Straight
That's
up.
alright. I'll sacrifice one of my guns.
Okay.
It's fine.
Right. Which gun is not going to be fixed?
Just my taser.
Okay, your taser is not fixed. To be fair, they are cheap enough. You could just go out and buy another one. Right, your taser is not fixed. For all the other guns, it is an extended test. I did check over with Avak beforehand how many dice he had. He can do the test with a sprite. The issue is, will he glitch? And I'm going to simplify things because he's not here, and we're just going to very simply roll the dice. Now, the way it works is, if he critical glitches at any point during the extended test to fix your gun is broken forever. If he glitches, sure, your gun might get fixed, but it might have some interesting issues. So, I'm going to simplify this, and I'm going to hide the dice roll from you, because if your gun is fixed but has some interesting issues from a glitch, I don't want you to know about it until it happens. I want you to believe your gun is fixed. So I'm going to go grab my dice.
God. I'm gonna roll for sleep.
Yeah, you've got, like, several days to do that, so... you
during
have
that
got no
time-
stun, right?
I
Sorry, no
have-
physical.
No, no physical. I've got 1
Okay.
point of stun damage.
Yeah.
During that time, because Pseudo was in the house, I'm going to start looking around the house for any damage he would have done, because he was acting real suspicious the last time we were in the house, like banging on stuff and trying to break things in my house, and so I'm going to start looking around for damage.
Make a extended intuition plus perception check. So yeah, just normal perception check, and make it extended. So
like on
every
the
day
front
you roll and you can drop a die. So right, let's start. Pug, first weapon up, the assault cannon.
Panther. Yeah, gotta be.
It's fixed.
Alright. No more battery 0.
You also now have 2 bonus points of bonus die. Thank you very much. I recognize that the tip culmination thing is broken at the moment. I can actually fix that in a minute. I know exactly what's wrong. But yes, we now have 2 points of bonus die.
Oh my god.
Already. People think you're going to need them with the lack of pseudo, apparently. What gun is next? Pug, should we just go through your list of guns? What is your next gun on the list?
Let's make sure everyone has a weapon first.
Okay, Kaba, your old sniper rifle.
No, I'm gonna go with my heavy pistol first.
Can you mark the heavy pistol with an asterisk? It works.
Okay.
I did the extended test, but I think I glitched on the second one. So I did 5 successes, then I glitched, whatever that means.
You walked in on Pug as he was coming out of the shower. It was really awkward.
Especially
yeah.
since I'm like right at that height.
Yeah.
Just staring at the snuffleupagus.
You just
It's
opened the door
unfortunate.
just as he was like turning around and... sorry.
Big
But yeah,
old green snuffy.
five successes. You do manage to find that one of your like skirting boards is actually a little bit ajar, and you open it, and you notice in there is several packages of an unknown substance, some sort of plant or weed-based material, which you recognize as some sort of street drug. You don't know the exact street drug, but someone's hidden some in there.
Fantastic.
Should we do your sniper rifle now, Kaba? Since I believe that's the only other one of yours, because your taser hasn't been fixed.
Yeah. Yeah, go on.
Please mark it with an asterisk. It is working.
Gonna make me mark
You
everything.
sound very dangerous.
Yeah, don't shoot your guns near me.
Blowback.
I will start with the Ares. Got to start somewhere, I guess.
Mark it with an asterisk. I'm going to get a new dice.
That die is broke as hell.
Just in case. Okay, what's your next gun, Blowback?
The Warhawk.
Mark it with an asterisk. I'm
Wow.
getting a new die
Wow.
again.
Bad luck.
And the last gun you've got,
The Omni 6 and the Colt L36, so 2 more.
the Omni. Pseudo hands it back to you, apologizing profusely. It's broken.
Okay.
Damn.
And the Ruger is fine.
Okay.
So, Pug, let's go through the last of your weapons. The assault gun is fine. What are the rest of you got?
Stare TMP.
Fine.
Ares Alpha.
Fine.
Another Ares Alpha.
Fine.
Grenade launcher.
Fine.
Another grenade launcher.
Fine.
Ares Striker.
Fine.
What? No asterisk? What is this?
Man, I kind of hate you right now.
Ares Lightfire 70.
Fine.
AK-97.
Fine.
AA-16.
Fine.
What?
So, can I borrow your extra Aries?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
That doesn't make any sense.
Okay. Well, we had all the unlucky stuff at the start, and then all the lucky stuff at the end. I will have to change the die more frequently. But yes. Okay. So, so managed to fix
Except
all of
we're
them
not
except for a
getting
pistol, which I think was coming off well there. Right. And with that, Suda then mentions that he has to leave to follow up some of the corollary of his trip to Wales. He also looks pretty badly beat up still because he went directly into fixing all your stuff without fully resting. And he hasn't actually managed to do any of his re-registering, which he normally does between each session because he's been working all the time. So, time fast forwards. About a week later, Kaba, you get a call. Surprisingly, actually, no, it wouldn't be you. It would be... Sorry, who is that? That is Pseudo. Okay, so Pseudo forwards you on a message from one of his contacts, Rebecca Brooks. And the message just reads as following. Team needed for well-paying job, short notice, ability to travel necessary. Reply yes or no to this code number. You will just get that message. It's got an addendum
We
from
all
Rebecca.
get it?
Yeah, you will get it. Pseudo just sends it on because he's not around to help you out. It's got an addendum to it from Rebecca saying, got this job listing from one of my reputable sources. Checks out. Seems to be a legit job from a decent source.
I forward the comm code to Black Sun, and I ask for a trace.
500 Noyan.
Done. Wired.
All
This
right.
guy. Without pseudo, man, it gets expensive without pseudo.
Okay, so you asked for a trace.
Yeah, just basic information, I guess, on the whole thing. Whatever he can accomplish.
Okay. You wait a few minutes. Sit down to watch a Tridio since you've got no reply back. And then you suddenly get a message through in text with, surprisingly enough, this is weird, you've never ever seen this before from Black Sun, misplaced punctuation and broken spelling. You can work it out, it's not like completely illegible, but there are a few like words like poorly capitalized in some places and a few like letters the wrong way around. And it says, shit, that was hot. And then it's like a couple of lines gap. And then comes through again, somewhere in London, question mark, and you get the payment forwarded back to you.
Would I understand, so out of character, is there any roll I can make to index my matrix knowledge to like see if he ran into ice Or basically identify the symptoms of what's going on right now?
Yeah, you would be able to know just from your very basic knowledge of shadowrunning and stuff that, like a decker or, like, you know, a technomancer who goes and traces something that ends up bumping into a particularly high-grade situation might possibly even take damage from that or whatever. And, yeah, people could be like, ow. And that would be indicative of someone with probably more money or more resources or whatever. People just generally don't like to be traced.
Okay. Guys, I just forwarded that to Black Sun just to make sure that it was on the up and up, and I'm pretty sure he just got whacked by some ice pretty hard. I think he might be a little sizzled at the moment. Whoever this is, more than likely high level, or at least moderately well defended, because Black Sun's never hit anything like that in our experience before. I mean, he was able to manipulate those lights and everything else in a pretty well defended stadium, and if he ran into a brick wall trying to trace this stuff, this is coming from somewhere big.
Well, if we can't trace it, we either say yes or no. I'm down with going.
I vote
we
yes,
can at least
too.
see what it is. Yeah.
I like paydays.
Okay, so, let me just check something. Right, so you get a message through a few minutes later from Black Sun again, a little bit more legible this time. There's still the odd bit of spelling out of place, but much more legible this time. And it says, tried to follow comm code over the 3 redirects, because it bounced off of pseudo from Rebecca, and Rebecca had initially forwarded on someone else's job offer. Had some issues with the first one. Tried the second one. Couldn't get much further than that. Managed to get the address for the initial sender. Initial sender, very strong defenses, ice, firewalls. Do not recommend reattempt.
Okay.
But we can still respond to them, right?
Yeah, you can send a message back. Just can't really trace them.
Okay. I vote yes.
You know I'm going to vote yes.
Well,
Okay,
then
let's make some money
do
then.
it little. Yeah.
Let's do this thing.
Put the face to work. Make some dineros.
In the meantime,
Robert
I'm also
didn't
going to ask
vote.
Pug if he's got an arms dealer that'd be able to line up a Nissan Optimum for me. Because I simply do not trust guns with bubbled plastic and all kinds of sizzly marks on them.
Which book is that in?
Running gun.
Run and gun. Okay, I can bring it up and I'll let you know. So basically, who are you asking for this?
Pug's arms dealer, if he can set it up.
Dealer. Mayo. Yeah, I mean, that's in fact the right gun for Mayo as well to be able to get, because it's the right corporation. Mayo says, is that a man or a woman? It's probably a man considered the Yakuza. So, yeah. Mayo says he can look into it and get back to you.
And then also, while I've got him on the line, I'm going to ask if she can find, or he can find light mil-spec for me, too.
Light mil-spec.
Mm-hmm. Light mil-spec. It seemed unlikely for medium and heavy, but light seemed like it might happen.
He quizzically raises an eyebrow over the video, and unless you've got Noyen, you better have some serious Noyen.
What's serious? Reference point.
Few 100,000
Few 100,000. Woo!
minimum.
All right, never mind then. Okay. Is that cost because in the this is out of character, but in the rulebook, the price is way lower than that. Is that just because of like hooking it up through?
It's also
through channels?
incredibly illegal.
Okay.
Incredibly illegal. Like, so forbidden. You normally have to find someone who stocks it and has access to that stuff. Someone who tries to find it normally themselves risks so many hurdles trying to get that they will have to add on so many costs in addition.
Lots of bribes and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff to get it to fall off a truck. I get you.
Like, light mil-spec stuff that, like, not even the cops have. Like, you really aim for like the very top of corporate security response, or like literally proper full-on military, not like just peacekeeping forces or, you know, people going about doing like stuff on barracks duty. You literally are thinking like effectively walking off with a small tank. That's the sort of equivalent of light mil-spec. Well, mil-spec in general. Not light mil-spec as much, but mil-spec in general. Okay. Right. So you also, while you're debating this, get another comm message from Little Raj. And he says, your package is coming.
I send him back a message with a smile like, "Aw, yeah, son."
He sends you back one of these little animated GIFs, and it's of a Tridio show from like 5 years ago with this guy with like a baseball cap off to the side and like a big gold chain and like some tracksuit, like bottoms are just way too big for him. And he's going, "Oh yeah." Basically
That
plays
good
over and over
shit.
again.
It's coming in. What do I owe you, man?
You get a sort of a little pause reply, and then text chat comes back, goes, 9 grand all told. Custom
Alright.
job's expensive.
I send him over the 9 grand.
Okay. You get a message back saying, "Sweet fam, got it here at the shop whenever."
All right. And
We're
so
still
I
using-
will.
Okay. So, what are you doing?
I'm gonna wait for the verification on the. I've got like no guns right now to run with, and I'm intensely suspicious. As like a car guy, like a mechanic, I don't like the fact that like something weird just happened. We didn't diagnose it, and now we're just like hoping that Pseudo did the right thing with it.
Well,
you still got an
the ones
Ares
you've
Alpha.
got back all work, apparently, apart from the Omni 6, which I think is junk. Oh, thank you very much. We're now up to 4 spare die. People really think you need the support without Pseudo.
Man, we're in trouble. Pseudo
Probably
should be
do,
gone
that's
more
why.
often.
Okay. So what are you going to hit at first?
I think we just need to make sure that their guns are still working before we say yes to this contact.
Yeah, is there a
my guns are
shooting
working.
range around?
Can we get these asterisks off our weapons?
If any of you, like, none of you know about those asterisks. Those asterisks are just for me to keep track of those particular items, since you all have very similar duplicates and several, like, Aeroselfs and stuff between you. You don't know about those asterisks in character. They work. You can
Fair
go
enough.
you can go and test them and fire off shots in the middle of, like, the country if you want. They still work.
In the middle of the dwarf's apartment.
That's the best way to do it.
Are there any gnomes around that we can shoot?
I would say Pug and make an
I-
inside
then-
check, but
Then I think it's time we call up and we just say yes. Let's go meet this person or contact whoever. Johnson.
okay.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
You can
let's
do the
go.
call?
Well, have we got any, like, it just says yes or reply with yes or no, so I'd just reply with yes and see what we get back.
Okay.
Thought you would forward on Little Raj's animated GIF.
Okay, so quite quickly
not-
following
no.
that gets the animated GIF.
No,
No? Okay, no
we're
animated
so
GIF.
unprofessional.
In which case, Kaba, you quickly get a reply back. Like, takes about 30 seconds. You get a reply back with just an address. 2nd floor. Wharf Plaza. Main Street. London. Postcode. And then it's got latitude and longitude GPS coordinates as well.
How handy.
Does it say when?
No, there's no time.
So I wonder if that means at our leisure. What do you think? What do you think, Chance?
Well, I don't really have much that I want to get done, so I mean, I'm pretty free.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the gun to come through from Mayo, so that's more or less the only thing I'm worried about.
Well, is this meeting the Johnson or is this doing the job?
I was meeting the Johnson, obviously.
It's probably meeting up.
Yeah, we need to find out how much we're getting paid before we do anything. Jeez.
Yeah. Well, then you won't need any amazing guns here.
Nah.
I hope not.
By this point, like, Suda's gone through nearly all of the guns, and pretty much they're nearly all working now. I don't think you need to worry too much about the guns now. Suda's had about a week to go through them. So, actually, it's been about a week and a little bit. So, yeah, you've had about 9 days. Suda's managed to go through all the guns.
Right, let's get going.
All right, I'm just gonna bring my my L36 with me in a hidden holster under the line jacket, and that's it.
Same thing with the light fire.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Super Warhawk.
Man, he came in hot. Got the big gun.
Yeah.
With the
It's not exactly
asterisk.
discreet, but okay. Pug, what are you bringing?
The light fire 70.
Okay. So yeah, you get in the van.
Yeah, let's take the van that way. I'll try to find decent parking about a block like I always do from the location.
Okay.
Yeah, it's about time for a repaint, don't you think?
I was going to say,
Yeah,
can
I
we
need
get
to
this
hit up
thing
Raj.
repainted?
Yeah, I need to talk to Raj. In the meantime, I sent a message to Raj asking what the quote was for the color changing paint one more time because I keep forgetting because I don't use notepads and I'm not
I
literate.
think it was like 1,000 per point of body. So I think it was like 16,000. It might be 500. I'm pretty sure it's 1,000 though. That is the color changing can make you invisible paint. You can buy paint that can just change color.
I just want the changed color. I don't
Yeah.
care about the invisibility.
That's a lot cheaper. I'll have to double check. I don't think it's actually in Rigger 5.0, which is weird because it was in 4th edition. It's not in 5th. I'd have to double check. Could be wrong. But if it isn't, I will just port it over. It's very easy to port over because they're very similar. But it won't be anywhere near as much. You're talking like a few grand as opposed to 16. And it just allows you to
that's
change
fine.
simple colors. But yeah, as you pull up, you're probably on about 4 p.m. at the moment. Who's riding shotgun?
The elf.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense considering the front seat would be somewhat cramped for a troll. Okay, so I would like
I knew
anyone in the
somebody's
front to make perception checks.
You know what the best part about Pseudo not being here is? I don't have to hear his paper salesman Dunder Mifflin shit every single time I want to paint my van.
It's not just during these episodes either. It's also during the between times too.
Yeah,
He's trying to sell us the paper in like Skype chat
In our
every
free
week.
time.
Yep,
Every day. Goddamn Dwight Schrute over here.
He's got
Calm
shares in
down.
the paper industry, right?
He's got
Big
shares,
Paper
right.
Is, going to make a killing off of him. Kayla gets 2 successes. Splat. Unfortunately, Bloodback gets 0, right? Let me make 9. Okay, yep, so you roll up. There's a few people seem like they're coming back from work or whatever. You manage to park up. It's a little bit run down over here. There's a lot of offices and so on that are on sort of a weekly rent basis almost. Sort of high turnover area for sort of those effectively just office type jobs. People renting out small office spaces or individual office spaces. It's the kind of area you'd expect to have like your private investigator in your noir type. Kind of renting out a crappy little office with a broken window. That's what you're kind of looking at. The occasional bit of like actual genuine paper. Reprocessed soy board paper or whatever, but still paper. Actually like rolls around and floats around. Bit of like just random debris and crap on the ground. Not a lot of people, but what you can see, a lot of people around here are just going to and from, not particularly trying to stay out as long as they can around here. Not because it's dangerous, just because it's boring and dreary as hell. You park up. Your pink van, throwing a vibrant bit of color into an area that's mostly known for grays and kind of beige browns and so on. The bright pink.
We're selling
stands out.
donuts.
You could maybe spray paint donuts on the van and maybe someone believe that.
Wait, you don't trust the donut delivery troll? Come on, man.
Why do you
should be
need that
an
much
etiquette for that.
cyberware?
There should be an etiquette for that. Right, yeah. Okay, what are you doing?
Let's start heading round.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna, let's stay professional here. Just head that way.
Okay. Pug, you can make a perception check now as well.
Oh, goody.
Yeah, are we still wielding lollipops to anybody looking at our AR?
No, because when they were refixed, that'd have reflashed all that and everything. So unfortunately, no, you're
Now
no longer
just-
wielding lollipops.
It just flashes gun with an exclamation point in AR now.
If you have, it actually attached to your pan and doing all of that, and your pan on like loud, and you choose to let your you can put your gun on silent. It's very illegal, but I only assume you're all doing that because no one wants to walk around going gun in your line of work. Bear in mind, if the cops catch you, that is an offense. Yeah, 2 successes. Okay, you don't notice anything out of the ordinary. There's a few people hurrying around trying to get to work. A few birds fly out of a nearby broken window, and you kind of think that you spot someone inside for a moment, but you turn around and it just turns out that it's just some sort of swinging debris inside, like a coat on a hanger or something. And you continue on. You get to the office building, and the door is kind of just kicked in ajar. It looks like it's been boarded up a few times, and then someone's just given up.
This is fucking shady as hell.
I mean, we are shadow runners.
I was going to say, it's not called the Shadows for no reason.
Yeah. Just let's get at it. Let's get this done and over with before we get lockjaw or some shit.
I'm going to take my gun out of the holster and hold it in my hand as we go in here.
Okay. So you walk in, you head up to the floor. You get some stairs. A couple of the stairs like broken, and you have to kind of carefully avoid them to avoid just like tripping an ankle and snapping it, because that would be kind of embarrassing turning up a job interview and being like, yeah, I just broke my ankle. But yeah, you managed
agility
to get
check, everybody.
You managed to get it fine, and eventually you get to the top floor. You will notice that there is a guy in an immaculate suit standing in front of you. A big, burly troll. Horns, obviously like well-maintained and groomed, a little bit of polish on them. Sort of strong armored dermal skin is actually sort of carefully filed and kept sleek in places instead of just allowed to grow a little bit like when you just don't trim your fingernails for a while and they just get a little bit too like prickly and obvious. Kind of what happens with like troll armor. But yeah, no, this troll is well-maintained. He's a well-groomed troll. He's standing there, very obviously wielding a weapon, not in his hand, but in a jacket pocket, and he shows you, just carefully pulling back part of his suit, and then holds up his hand and goes, "That's far enough." Do you stop?
Yeah, stop.
Of course.
And I put my gun back in the holster.
As you go to put it in your holster, "Nope, weapons no further than here. She would like to see you alone, and unarmed, if that's okay." And he holds his very large hand out right in front of Kaba. This hand is probably about the width of your torso. This troll is big, even bigger than Pug.
I'm gonna hold the gun by its barrel and put the handle in his hand.
Okay. He quickly puts it to the side on a side table that you see has only got 3 legs around the 4 it's meant to have. Looks like it's been actually nailed to the wall. Then he looks to the other 2.
Likewise, I hand over my pistol and my riot baton thing, my extendo baton that I always have with me.
Okay.
Stendo Batano.
And Pug?
Just in case I gotta swack somebody in the knees with it.
Yeah, Pug will hand over the light fire and just have a laugh.
Yeah. Pug, you won't notice this. Kaba, you notice the troll recognizes Pug. Maybe like a little bit like, is that really sort of that unfamiliar sort of, maybe I know this guy from, yeah, actually, sort of not like a personal, yeah, oh, we went to school together kind of look, but it's a look of, he definitely recognizes Pug from somewhere. He pulls out basically a handheld mag wand that allows him to sweep for guns and stuff, and he gestures to Kaba. Arms out by your side, legs apart.
Oh, this is where it gets exciting.
Do you have anything metallic on you that I need to check for?
No, not really. No, I didn't rebuy my lighter or anything like that, no.
Okay. Pug?
Nothing.
He looks mildly surprised. Not that you're not carrying anything, but just at you. Anyway, he moves over to Blowback, stoops down a little bit. Blowback, are you carrying anything? No.
Nah.
He puts it away back inside his other pocket. Door number 3.
But what's behind door number 1?
You go past door number 1. Door number 1 is kicked in entirely. Inside, there's like a load of like gang scroll from like spray paint and stuff.
So not
A
lot,
free burglary, Vanna.
then.
Okay.
Right, let's go to door number 3. Door number 1 was a bust.
I
So you go up
follow
to
the
door
face.
You go up to door number 3, knock on the door. Come in.
I'm gonna walk in.
Okay, you open the
I'll
door.
open the door first.
You open the door and walk in, and you notice there is a desk that looks like it's been moved relatively recently to be in this room, and it looks like this room has had whatever the best furniture was available on this floor was put in here. The desk actually has 4 legs, and it's not in a particularly bad state of affairs compared to the other desks and stuff you saw coming up here. And a few chairs have been actually procured. There are, in fact, 3 chairs in front of the desk and a box.
Are any of them big enough for trolls?
None of the 3 chairs look like they could take a troll. Unfortunately, they are worn out, decrepit, probably getting on to about 70 years old by your guess, and none of them were designed to carry a troll weight. There is, however, a box. And it's not a cardboard box, it's a proper, like, good reinforced box.
So we found a seat. All right. Troll sits on the damn box.
Please, take a seat.
I was waiting on the rolling for damage on the box. I'm gonna take a seat.
It's like be 2 points of box damage.
Yeah. Is that stun or physical track?
It depends if you get the corner or not.
Yeah. How splintery is it? 1 to 10.
Or
You now have tetanus.
Yeah.
actually, that would be a thing. Okay, yeah. So you all sit down, and she stays standing on the other side of this desk. My interests would like to procure a certain someone who is currently working somewhere offshore. I understand that your team would probably be able to do this for me.
Where offshore?
Is it something you would be interested in?
Is there Nuyen attached to it?
There is a sizable amount of Nuyen attached.
Then I'm interested.
The amount of Nuyen attached is 40,000. 60 if you can deliver us the individual within the next 3 days. Otherwise, you have exactly 10 days.
So where offshore is it?
Are you interested?
I look at the other 2 and say, well, I'm interested.
Very well.
I'm okay with it. I just don't like rush jobs.
She turns around and you can see that she is an elf. She's an elf with sort of this amber golden hair, a very kind of good-looking suit, not like just a business suit, a suit that would look almost laid back in like a bar or lounge situation as well, like one of these sort of socializing suits, in a sort of brownish red and a sort of vaguely yellow-tinted blouse, with some sort of earpiece stapled to the side of her head, which also seems to be a comlink of some kind.
We haven't seen her say David recently, have we?
Not yet. You haven't seen her walk yet either. But yeah, no, she continues talking and says, excellent. Good. My interests would like you to procure a scientist for you, for us. And she hands over an optical chip, puts it on the desk. He is currently on a research vessel belonging to a other party, and we would like to be able to procure him for our own purposes. The research vessel is currently conducting research off the coast of the Arctic. Would this be a problem?
How is transportation being handled?
However you wish to handle it. We'll pay you 20k up front to cover transportation costs as well. Hopefully
in
we'll be able to make
addition
that.
to the final payment, or is that subtracted from the final payment?
That'll be subtracted from the final payment. If you need the 20k up front, you may have it.
Yeah, feel free to forward on the 20k. I'm happy with taking this job.
Excellent. And she pulls out a cred stick, puts that next to the optical chip. All the details you'll need are on there, including the route of the vessel, its current GPS tracker, although I do recommend being very careful about touching the GPS tracker. It is behind several layers of corporate firewalls. Should you need any more information, there are also 3 comm codes there. Each comm code can only be used once, whereafter the comm link attached to them will be destroyed and disposed of. Once you have the package, please contact us at this set time interval, and she pings you all a calendar notification which basically says anytime between midnight and 1 a.m. The 4th comm link number will be active between those times. It will not be active at any other time of day. Please call us at that time as soon as you have the package to arrange pickup.
So who is this against? Who is it that has this scientist that you're after?
Very first time this entire conversation, she said pretty much everything so far with a deadpan face. This time, the corner of her mouth curls into ever so slight smile. No one else notices this but Kaba, because Kaba's ridiculous at this. The number 2 Megacorp. I trust that the pay is suitable recompense.
Not quite, man. If you want us to go up against them, you're looking at an extra 20k on top of this. If we can do it in the 3 days, of course.
Make a persuasion roll.
I just make sure. Not had to do this in a while.
Out of character, I really don't like this. This is so far out of our league right now. Like, we can barely whack Yakuza gangbangers without getting killed.
I'm gonna edge that.
Sure. So re-roll at 10 more die. Eight success in total. Okay, so she is plus, okay.
Wow.
When you're working for people with this much money to throw around, you tend to be good at your game. It's the downside of working for people who are actually good at this stuff and give you good money up front.
That was a good roll as well, though.
Yeah, it's also a very good roll on her behalf, yeah. I'm afraid I can't really stretch the budget any further, but should you be able to get us the target within 3 days, we'll raise that 60k to, say, 70k?
How about you throw in your personal comm code and we've got a deal?
She flashes a winning smile at you, which is quite alluring, actually, and kind of unnerves Pug and Blowback for a second. I would rather keep business and pleasure separate, if you don't mind. I would also be willing to upgrade all of your comm links, as, by the look of it, you could do better. And I'll be willing to upgrade them now before the job, just in case your current hardware is not sufficient for the task I have entrusted you with.
Sounds good.
She pulls up a briefcase, places it on the desk, opens it, pulls out 3 comlinks. These comlinks are done in a sort of chrome and brushed sort of golden brass, set with this sort of much richer red kind of brass color in the shape of a star. And she hands them towards you. There you go. I hope those will be sufficient for the task. You now each have a rating 6 comlink.
Wow.
From what manufacturer? Do we know what model is it?
These are Neonet Sunstar 77, sorry. The year right now is actually 2076. These are technically next year's model.
I look at the
You have
comlink.
the-
I'm like, you can't even get these yet. I saw something on the net about these things, but man, it's some shiny hardware.
Pug's just gonna look over at Blowback and ask him, "You think this will play that fighting game?"
Yeah, no sweat, man.
Very well. If you want any more additional information, you have the comm codes you can call me on. And you also have the comm code to be able to discuss the pickup. Is there anything else?
No, I think we're good here.
Excellent. Well, you can all go back to your van.
I nod and say, "We'll be seeing you."
I hope so.
I just
I,
laugh a little bit.
I remote control the van out front so that it's waiting for us.
Okay. You hear the van pull up outside. The little AR notification in your glasses goes... in your contact lenses goes... Ding! Van on location. Actually, no, you named it, so it would be... Misery Machine on location.
Has like a little dubstep drop after it arrives. But only in my comlink.
Right.
There we go.
Starts playing through your comlink. It gives you the option to share with friends as well.
Nah, it's just for me. Only I get to enjoy the benefits of the Misery Machine. I'm greedy.
Okay.
Okay, upon getting in the van, I say that I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I don't think we should have taken this one. The money was good.
As you leave,
but...
you are given all your weapons back, just FYI.
Hey!
Okay.
And as Pug walks past the big troll, looks at you, a little bit down at you actually, because he's a bit bigger than you. Nice fight.
Pug's gets a big grin. I don't know what you're talking about.
Sure you don't, Coco.
Are you sure you
How's
don't
he
want a
back in the
selfie,
van,
Pug?
No.
Okay. So you get back in van. And you're saying, Blowback?
I don't like this at all. I don't like the time limit. I don't like the pay. I don't like the target. I don't like our chances. This was a bad call, I think. This is a real bad call. I always feel this way, but this one I feel especially stringent about.
Well, I say we do it. We do it in 3 days. Because I do like my chances. With her anyway.
Can you tell me the number? Can you tell me the name of the number 2 megacorp without using your comm code and googling? Go ahead.
No! I don't care!
Yeah, that's what concerns me right there. That's why I'm concerned. We're running against some of the most powerfully connected people on the planet, on a shoestring budget, on a mega tight time schedule. This is the kind of thing that most groups would spend months planning, and we've got 3 days. We are dead as shit.
Well, what you've got to remember is, we don't get into trouble if they don't know we done it.
I would have walked on this one. I don't like this one at all. This is outside our pay grade. We're good, but we're not that good. The shadows are all about knowing your place, and I've been around the block a couple times.
I don't know. This is what you get when you trust your elf to discuss all these business negotiations with the other elf. Bad things happen.
I'm kind of wondering where they got who suggests us as a solution to a high-level problem like this. my suspicion...
Someone who's looking for a
from Pseudo.
patsy.
Yeah, I got a bad feeling we're gonna get caught holding the bag on this one, because this is outside our pay. We're not this good. We're not on this level. We almost lost half of our team to a bunch of Yakuza nobodies at a fucking wash house like a week ago. And now we're running against one of the biggest companies on the planet? Something's not adding up right here. The arithmetic, the mental gymnastics are not sticking the landing.
You've got to remember though, we're just after a scientist who's on a scientific boat in the Antarctic, Antarctic, or is it the Arctic?
Arctic.
Arctic.
The Arctic. Okay.
It's a lot
I
closer
believe
than the
that the
Antarctic.
vessel is called Bodie McBoatface.
Is it? Is it really?
The vessel actually was going to be named Boat McBoatface, but then they overrode the results of the poll, sadly.
Now the lifeboat is named the Bodie McBoatface. Because it has the most important job of all, saving the crew in the event something goes wrong.
Saving all of the McBoat faces.
One of the lifeboats is called Boat McBoatface.